bunch of good old boys.
Think you know everything about the most famous orange charger in television history? Think again. From $10 million auction drama to shocking production secrets, these are 10 weird facts you didn't know about General Lee. Let's jump in with number 10. Number 10. They destroyed 309 cars, but only 17 survived. Ever wonder how many General Lees gave their lives for our entertainment? Warner Brothers went through an absolutely staggering 309 Dodge Chargers during the show's run, with only 17 still known to exist today. They were basically running a Charger demolition derby every single week for 7 years straight. The production team destroyed at least 1 or 2 cars per episode, turning pristine muscle cars into twisted metal faster than you could say, "Them Duke boys are at it again." This wasn't reckless abandon, it was calculated destruction for those legendary airborne moments. Makes you appreciate those surviving 17 even more, doesn't it? Number 9. The Dixie horn happened by pure accident. The most recognizable sound in television wasn't planned. It was discovered by complete chance. A local pilot drove past the Georgia filming location with that distinctive Dixie horn blaring. The producers heard it, loved it instantly, and literally chased him down to ask where he bought it. That random encounter created one of the most iconic audio signatures in TV history. Without that serendipitous moment, the General Lee might have sounded like any other car on the road. It's the kind of happy accident you can't plan for in Hollywood. Sometimes the best creative decisions aren't decisions at all. They're just dumb luck disguised as genius. Number 8. The doors were welded shut on purpose. Those famous window entries weren't just for show. They were absolutely necessary. The General Lee was built like an actual NASCAR stock car, complete with welded doors that couldn't open even if the Duke boys wanted them to. This wasn't some gimmick the producers dreamed up for laughs. It was a practical decision that served the show's racing aesthetic, while creating one of television's most memorable character quirks. The car was designed to look fast even standing still. This meant John Schneider and Tom Wopat had to master sliding through car windows multiple times per episode. That window slide became as much a part of their characters as their charming southern drawls. Number 7. One car made $110,000 at auction, despite being totaled. Remember that iconic opening jump? The very first General Lee used for that legendary leap, designated LEE-1, was completely destroyed and ended up in a scrapyard. But that mangled piece of TV history was rediscovered and sold to golfer Bubba Watson for $110,000 in 2012. A car so damaged it was literally scrapped still commanded 6 figures purely because of its 15 seconds of fame. That's the power of nostalgic connection right there. Watson paid more than most people spend on houses for what was basically an expensive pile of orange-painted parts. Sometimes being a fan means your wallet takes a beating, but your heart gets what it wants. Number 6. There's one episode where the General Lee never shows up. Die-hard fans claim the General Lee appears in every episode, but they're wrong. Mary Kay's baby completely ditched the famous Charger for a 1975 Plymouth Fury, borrowed from Cooter's garage. It's like finding out Superman wore a different cape in one comic issue. This substitution happened for practical production reasons, but created the only episode where that distinctive orange blur never graced our screens. Imagine tuning in expecting automotive mayhem and getting a completely different ride instead. For completionist fans, this represents the holy grail of Duke's trivia, the exception that proves the rule. The one time the show's most important character took a vacation day. Number 5. They used scale models when real cars got too expensive. By the 6th season, Warner Brothers had burned through so many Chargers that finding replacements became harder than catching the Duke boys. So they downsized to 1:8 scale miniatures for jump scenes and started recycling old footage. This was peak 1980s cost-cutting creativity. Instead of spending astronomical amounts on increasingly rare muscle cars, they turned to tiny models and clever editing. Brilliant problem solving that kept those jumps coming when real Chargers had nearly dried up. The irony is delicious. A show famous for destroying classic cars eventually had to fake it with toys. When you've obliterated nearly 300 Chargers, maybe it's time to give survivors a fighting chance.
Number 4. The hood slide started because of an accident. That smooth hood slide that became Luke Duke's signature move? It wasn't choreographed. It happened because Tom Wopat got his foot caught and had to improvise across the car. An on-set mishap became one of the show's most copied stunts. The original accident was more dramatic than the polished version we saw. Wopat caught his arm on the car's radio antenna during that first slide, leading to all future General Lees having antennas removed to prevent injuries. Amazing how many iconic TV moments began as complete accidents that just happened to look cool on camera. Sometimes the best stunts are just actors trying not to fall flat on their faces. Number 3. The checkered flag decal was impossible to replicate. During the first 5 Georgia episodes, the General Lee sported both the Confederate flag and a checkered racing flag behind the rear window. But production abandoned this dual flag design because it was impossible to replicate consistently across multiple cars at their breakneck filming pace. Imagine perfectly matching a custom decal on dozens of Chargers while keeping up with television schedules. The logistics would give any prop master nightmares. Every new car meant hand-placing those flags in exactly the right position, so they simplified to just the roof flag. Sometimes the most practical decision is the one that keeps cameras rolling, even if it means sacrificing cool design elements. Number 2. A $9.9 million eBay bid that never happened. An eBay auction for one surviving car once received a bid of $9,900,500, nearly $10 million for a TV prop car. But plot twist, the winning bidder claimed their account had been hacked and the sale was never finalized. Think about that number. Someone was supposedly willing to pay almost $10 million for a piece of television history. That's more than most people's lifetime earnings for a car that spent its glory days getting launched like a bright orange missile. Whether the hack story was legitimate or epic buyer's remorse, it shows how insane the market for authentic General Lees has become. When TV cars command mansion-level prices, nostalgia has reached fever pitch.
Folks, this here...
Number 1. They put 1,000 pounds of weight in the trunk to stop nosedives. The most shocking secret behind those legendary jumps. To prevent catastrophic nosediving, the crew stuffed 500 to 1,000 pounds of ballast in the trunk before every jump. They literally had to weigh down the back end like a seesaw to keep landings from becoming disasters. Later, they started raising the front end before jumps to prevent scraping launch ramps and losing velocity. Every spectacular airborne moment was the result of careful physics calculations, not just raw horsepower. Every jump that made your heart race was actually a precisely engineered stunt, requiring hundreds of pounds of dead weight moved between takes. Even the General Lee needed help defying gravity.
Boy, howdy. I sure hope there's a gentle breeze behind him.